Hello, welcome to another recap video. This movie is about a 29-year-old girl named Ham Ja-young. Her longtime boyfriend has broken up with her, so she feels very devastated. She keeps dreaming about romance and being in a romantic relationship, but none of that has worked in real life for her. The male lead is working as a publisher who writes columns in magazines. His name is Park Woo-ri. His manager yells at him and says that their magazine is not doing well in sales and assigns him to write the sex column for the upcoming month. He first rejects it, but gets forced to do it. Woo-ri is not in a romantic relationship, so he doesn't know if he'll be able to handle this section properly. He just has a crush on one of the employees at the same office. One day, Ja-young gets on the bus. As she is riding the bus, she suddenly notices two high school students saying sweet and lovely words to each other. This makes her happy and sad at the same time as she remembers her ex-boyfriend. After dating for years, he suddenly told her that he doesn't like her anymore, which broke her heart deeply as she actually liked him. Her father has a restaurant, and she usually goes there to help him. Her father tells her that they delivered something to her from TV and broadcasting place. She used to work for the public TV channels, but she no longer does. Ja-young opens the letter and sees that her proposal for a new podcast show has been approved. This news completely changes her mood to a positive side. Woo-ri gets close to the girl he has a crush on. He's bought 2 theater tickets to give one to her so they can go together. However, she tells him that she has reunited with her boyfriend and apologizes to him. He let himself to get close to her because whenever she fights with her boyfriend, she comes to him to get comfort, but goes back to him at the end. Woo-ri gets very sad that she again played with his heart. He goes out with his friend to chill out a little and get some advice from him. His friend tells him that he should start dating with another girl to be able to experience romance and write about romance in the magazine, or else his career will be over. He introduces him to a dating app and starts taking a picture from him to post it there. At first, Woo-ri disagrees by saying that he doesn't believe in those apps. However, he is very heartbroken and wants to do well on his upcoming project, so he listens to his friend's advice and downloads the app. He doesn't want to think about love anymore. Ja-young is drinking with her friends too. She says that she never wants to fall in love again and will only think about having a good time with other boys without thinking about romance or feelings. She gets to know that her ex-boyfriend is having a wedding soon. This makes her angrier and more determined to change her life and find someone new without love or affection, just based on luck and coincidence. She promises her friends that she will bring a boy in a very near future. The first person that she wants to get attention from is the young coach at the gym. She starts flirting with him and looking at him to get his attention during the workout. He agrees to eat dinner with her. However, his mother comes and starts asking too many questions, and he's very obedient to her, which makes her annoyed. She wants to meet new boys in the book club, but all the members are females. Ja-young falls down during climbing mountain, and a man helps her to get up. She thinks that he's the one, but it turns out that he's married and has kids. Overall, to whoever she tries to get close to, they have some kind of an issue which prevents her from dating them. Finally, she starts getting angry at all of them and goes home while being hopeless. As she's lying on the bed, Ja-young wants to delete the dating app that Woo-ri also installed because she installed it earlier but never used it. However, she decides to take a look at it before deleting the app. She goes through the pages by looking at their pictures and reading their bios. She finally chooses Park Woo-ri out of all those profiles. They plan to meet each other. Woo-ri gets there earlier and starts searching for her. Her account name is Sleep. He has her profile picture, and he's nervous for their first encounter. She gets off the bus, and he immediately recognizes her. They greet each other. It's close to New Year, so she tells him that every year she donates blood and wants to do it right now too. Ja-young donates blood. After that, they start walking together and introducing themselves to each other as they don't know each other's real names. Ja-young starts teasing Woo-ri and make him laugh. She is a very funny person who always tries to lighten up the mood and make everyone happy. He doesn't tell her that his intention of dating is to be able to gather more knowledge of romance and relationship for the magazine. Ja-young tells him that her tradition is to eat noodles after donating blood, so they both go to eat together. She explains how she never thought of using the app before, but now she just wants to enjoy it without thinking about love or relationships, as she's sick of those by now. She's a very honest person who shares her true emotions and intentions with him. He hesitates to tell her the truth. Jae-young starts making him laugh as they are eating and drinking. He seems to have a lot of fun time with her. She starts telling him funny jokes, which makes him laugh out loud. They both forget about their pains in their first encounter. They decide to go to a motel and stay there for the night. As they are in the elevator, Worry gets very nervous while holding the key upside down, but Jae-young is not nervous at all as she doesn't want to fall in love or take all this seriously. They go to their room and spend the night together. They get out of the motel together and start walking to the metro station. When they say goodbye to each other, Worry calls her again and tells her to be careful on her way home. He again calls her and asks her to contact him as he gave her his phone number. Jae-young starts smiling and leaves without adding anything. He gets on the bus to go back home. He opens his laptop and wants to start writing the column. He wants to include all the emotions he felt with her during their first night and make it as realistic as possible. After that night, she keeps checking her phone to see if he has contacted her or not. She keeps remembering their passionate night together and wants to forget it, but the scenes appear in her mind once in a while. Worry completes the first column and sends the email to his manager. When he finishes it, he wants to message Jae-young and ask her what she's doing and if they can meet each other again. They both want to meet each other again, but he wants to take the initial step and contact her first. However, in the middle of that process, that employee whom he had a crush on calls him again and asks him to meet her. He gets worried and runs to her immediately. She puts her head on his shoulders. She again fought with her boyfriend and came to him. He can't push her away and hugs her tightly. She again tricked him as the next day that they are going to work together. He wants to grab her hand, but she pulls her hand away because she again reunited with her boyfriend. She just treats him as an extra there who always comforts her, but she always leaves him alone and comes back to him whenever she needs his comfort or help. His manager says that readers have loved his writing and want to know more about the romantic story. She wants him to continue writing that column and make it even more interesting by progressing the relationship in the story. She doesn't know that the story he's writing is based on his real-life experience with a girl. As Jae-young is walking, she receives a call from Worry to join him at a restaurant. She gets happy and runs there with a big smile on her face. He's very sad and devastated. She tells him that she can comfort him today and make him feel better. He tells her about his love experience with his coworker and how she tricked him. Jae-young wants to comfort him, so she starts telling him her story. She says how her first love turned out to be the worst for her, as she thought that they loved each other a lot. They both worked at the same place together. However, one day he came and said that he had a good time with her during all those years, but he now loves someone else. She tells Worry how her ex-boyfriend, who was also her first love, wants to get married to his love now. She advises him to not take love seriously and just enjoy life because they tend to get hurt when they take emotions seriously. He tells her that he'll accompany her to her ex-boyfriend's wedding so they can ruin it together. Both of them start laughing out loud and have fun time with each other by forgetting about their pains. The scene is suddenly changed to the motel room where they are sleeping. He wakes up and sees Jae-young hugging him. He starts playing with her cheeks and smiling. Jae-young also wakes up and gets dressed quickly. She wakes him up too. Her words have impacted him, and after leaving the motel room, the scene then shows that a couple of days have passed where they enter the room again by kissing each other romantically. The days keep passing by, and they start dating with each other. Their goal is to not fall in love with each other, but to just experience romance without having feelings for each other. By gaining experience through his romantic encounters with Jae-young, both physically and emotionally, help him write better works and increase the sales more and more as it keeps the audience engaged and hooked to the interesting plot of the story of the two people searching for comfort and escaping from this world in each other. They have fun time together, but Worry's mistake is that he doesn't tell her that he keeps writing their story without mentioning their names. However, he keeps feeling guiltier and guiltier as the time passes by. His manager starts praising his work again, but he suddenly tells her that he doesn't want to be responsible for the sex column anymore, as he can't write about it anymore. She figures it out that he's been writing about his own experience. She asks him if he has fallen in love with that girl that he's been writing about. He doesn't respond back, meaning that Worry has actually fallen for Jae-young and doesn't want to deceive her anymore. He doesn't want to listen to his manager anymore, and despite all the consequences, he wants to tell her the truth, so he rushes and takes a taxi to go to her. Jae-young remembers a day when they were in the bed together. He suddenly whispered in her ears by saying, "I love you, Jae-young." Another scene that she remembers is the day that they were walking together. He attempted to grab her hand, but she pulled her hand away. She keeps thinking about him and the chances that she might have fallen in love with him. He calls her to come down as he wants to talk to her. Worry arrives, and the moment that he's about to tell her the truth, she receives a text message with the pictures of her ex-boyfriend's wedding, because that day is his wedding day. She asks him if he still remembers his promise from the other day. She refers to the day that he promised to accompany her to her ex-boyfriend's wedding to ruin it together. They formally get dressed and go there together. As they go inside, she keeps looking at the bride and groom. Jae-young suddenly decides to not take revenge and forget about everything. She doesn't want to ruin their day and just wants to move on with her life. Worry thinks about a funny idea. He goes downstairs to give money as a gift. Jae-young comes down and starts searching for him. He suddenly reaches her, grabs her hand, and tells her to not look back and just run. They both start running fast together as they are following them because he stole the gift book where they kept track of the guests' names with their gifts. She asks him why he stole that book. He says that he just wanted to make her run and experience a little fun as he noticed how sad she was during the wedding. This makes her smile, and her mood completely changes from being sad to being happy. They then go drinking together. She asks him to go to an amusement park together. He agrees to it, and again doesn't get the chance to tell her the truth. They go there together and start riding different rides together. Both of them are having fun and forget about their lives' pains. Jae-young believes that worry can help her to forget her first love and heal her heartbreak. After they ride the roller coaster, he goes to restroom. She picks up their phones and suddenly a message comes up for him. She looks at the screen where the manager has sent him a text about continuing the magazine with contents of his dating. He comes back, and the lady gives him his phone back and says that a girl took it but brought it back. He realizes that she must have read the message. He starts calling out her name and searching the entire place for her. He finally finds her and goes to her. She pushes him away by telling him that he's like others who deceived them before. He asks her to let him explain that he actually likes her. She doesn't want to believe him anymore and tells him that she doesn't want to see him ever again. She recorded her voice by saying that she will reveal to the world what kind of person he is. She doesn't say anything else and just leaves. Both of them are very devastated. She starts crying in the bus because Jae-young has developed feelings for Worry and thought he's honest with her. He quits his job, packs his stuff, and leaves. He calls her and goes to her house, but she rejects his calls and doesn't want to talk to him. 1 year passes and it's around New Year again. She starts her podcast show, and her first topic is that you are the protagonist of your life, so don't rely on anyone else to become the protagonist of your life. Her personality has changed as she now values herself more. Worry is now working at a convenience store. His dream has been to write a novel. That's why he has decided to follow his dream and start writing a novel. When he wants to start typing, he remembers the past when he was at a restaurant with Jae-young and talked about his dream to her, but said that he can never write novels because to become a novelist, you should know what love is and experience it. Jae-young said that she can help him experience love so he can follow his dreams and become a novelist. Worry is now able to start writing his first novel because he has experienced love with Jae-young. Both of them are still thinking and remembering about each other. On the day of the new year, she again donates blood as she does it every year. After donating blood, she wants to eat noodles at the same restaurant. When she goes inside and sees Worry is eating noodles there, Jae-young rushes outside, but he sees her and goes after her. He wants to talk to her, but she keeps ignoring him. He tells her that he also donated blood and ate noodles at the same place as they did last year. He approaches her and tells her that they did everything together except loving each other. He asks her if she wants to date him for real and love each other, which means comforting each other, taking care of each other, and healing each other's pains. He looks at her with a sad face and says, "I missed you a lot, Jae-young." She starts smiling and then continues walking. He starts smiling too and starts following her. He asks her if it's okay to follow her, and she says yes. The movie ends with the scene that they are walking together and have decided to date for real this time. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for upcoming recap videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. Bye everyone.